Hello once again, Front Row Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. Glad to have you along with us. The old gang back together for, 2 weeks in a row.
Amazing, isn't it?
We'll call that a streak.
Big John Malkowski, St. John's Radio Network, and official scorer, International League, and
Slowly running out of games.
he could be selling beer during the seventh inning stretch. Marty Ben, Fairway Mortgage.
Court jester. Hey, our streak could be like Eli Manning. You know, you start all those games in a row, then you get interrupted, and then you start a new streak. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, he went way longer than 2, though, before he got interrupted, which we will next week. Because
That's like
the one-hander back.
That's like in Major League 2, or we won yesterday, we win today, that's 2 in a row. We win tomorrow, that's called a winning streak.
Well, speaking of winning streaks, it kills me to do this because the people that know us know how much, but I think you called several baseball shots last week. I think you Babe Ruthed it, where you just went out there and pointed to right center and said, I'm going to hit there. Let's see, the Indians trade for a closer and so on. I think you nailed that. And then the who would be buyers and sellers. And so, you know, all your critics out there, it's hard for me because I think you...
All of them?
The 2 or 3. Well, yeah, but between the 2 or 3 of you guys you killed it because I thought, I don't know about any of that, and I'm not positive that it almost didn't shake out the way you said.
Well, how much does it help the Indians' chances?
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, Cody Allen hasn't been very good recently, so it gives them another arm in that bullpen. Andrew Miller is hurt still, so when he comes back, I mean, they've got 4 guys now because Adam Simber's not chopped liver either, the other guy they got in that trade. I mean, that gives them 4 good arms on that back of the bullpen.
And in the postseason in baseball late in the year, arms matter more than bats. And I'm sorry, but history will tell you that arms matter more than bats.
And in the playoffs, it's usually a 5-inning game for the starter, and then you start. They can cover for it. 4 different guys, 1 inning per. Get 5 out of your starter, and you're good.
And there's absolutely no reason to rush back Andrew Miller.
Oh no.
At this point,
not with a 10-game lead in the
division.
As
long as he basically gets there by September, he should be ready to go play.
Just long enough to get some meaningful innings in games that matter to get back to that feeling. Other than that, I think I'd park his butt on the bench and tell him to get some popcorn and please don't punch the water cooler.
Of course, everybody else is not done as well. And by the time this goes on the air, there'll still be like 3 days or so before the trade deadline.
Right, the 31st at 4 p.m. Eastern usually is.
So if it's late in the week and there were deals made, we didn't know about them because we taped before that. So
I think the big ripple moves from the big teams are close to done though. I don't see the big teams doing
even
that much.
Oakland was buying.
Right. No, they're in a tough division. There's 4 good teams in that division. They've really got to up their game if they're gonna compete. So.
Did you get, by the way, on Twitter, did you get a final tally on the poll?
The last I had looked, it was, I think, 46% to trade Castellanos for any...
Oh, yes. Hang on.
I put a poll out.
We all know what we're talking about, but remember, not everybody was watching last week, so... Norm's least favorite human being wearing... Norm's least favorite Tiger ever... Norm's favorite butcher wearing a Tiger uniform.
Yes.
Okay,
Mr. Castellanos, we discussed it last week. I don't think they should trade him unless they get a really good deal. Norm just wants to get rid of him for a bag of balls and a rosin bag.
It's not true.
I put it on Twitter and asked, and 46% said to just trade him for whatever you can get for him.
Two bags of balls.
So basically, half the people out there think if you can get an infield rake, just make it end.
Well, he's a free agent 2020. So next year's arbitration, he's going to make 8 figures.
So, and like I said, he's going to be 27, which is peak year.
He's going to make 8 figures for a team that's not going to make the playoffs.
Okay. Well, I don't disagree or agree with any of this. I just want to say that I hope tonight is the last night in 2018 when we talk about whether they should keep or get rid of Nick Castellanos.
Oh, no. Not until it happens. Then when it happens, look, see how good he's doing?
For this year, I think it is because he wouldn't clear waivers after the trade deadline.
Right.
He doesn't have that Justin Verlander contract that nobody's going to claim.
Well, that's right. They can waive him.
You have to get something for your best player.
If you look at my least favorite stat, WAR.
No, you don't, because the Browns are going to get nothing for Josh Gordon. I'm here all week.
If you factor in the defensive war, it almost wipes out his offensive war.
Well,
You hate war.
I know.
What's it good for?
Well, what's funny is the Jacoby Jones is so good defensively, and Nick Castellanos is so bad defensively, and Castellanos can hit and Jones can't. He's got less than a 1 WAR lead on him.
That's almost impossible.
again,
Well, you're at totally opposite ends of the defensive scale.
but again, if you look at the two, I will take Castellanos all the time. I mean, it's kind of like Jacob deGrom has more WAR than he has actual wins for his team as a pitcher.
Doesn't
I
he
don't
also
know.
have hoof and mouth or hoof and...
No, that's Noah Syndergaard.
Oh, wrong meaningless Met pitcher.
Wrong
Anybody could do it.
Yes. What? Put hoof and mouth?
Yeah,
I'm
it'd be
capable of
somebody
that.
from the Mets.
Yes, I'm just saying. I mean, because I read that, I was in the bin library that morning, and I'm reading it going,
Library.
what's where some of the best reading gets done each day.
Where some of the most famous tweets happen.
Right. So I'm like, really? We're going to put someone on the DL for hoof and mouth disease in the majors. And I thought, no, I didn't read that right. So then later in the day, I checked it again, and I thought, no, it did say that this morning. I thought I was just so tired that I couldn't think clearly.
No, they think he got it doing a camp for kids during the All-Star break. And some kid came to the camp and had foot and mouth disease and spread it to Noah Syndergaard.
I don't even know what to say about
We
that.
have less than a minute here.
I'm glad we can
But
close
that
the hoof and
probably
mouth.
tops this one, although it's fairly close.
It's
Okay.
close. Yeah.
One of the Tigers' top prospects, Kyle Funkhauser, got called up from AA to the Mud Hens.
Pitched twice.
Pitched twice. Did pretty well.
Once.
And then was walking home from Fifth Third Field and apparently tripped or rolled his foot on uneven pavement and broke his foot. He's out for the season.
So apparently no one warned him that it was a rough winter in Toledo and lots of uneven pavement was present,
And-
or perhaps it was an off night and he was... No, I don't even want to say that.
Oh, you just did.
No, I mean, but I'm saying, I mean, how do you break your foot stumbling if you're an
I did
athlete?
it. I did it when I was in high school. Stepped wrong, my foot twisted, and instead of the ligament tearing, the ligament tore the bone apart.
We got to do a break, but Rob Dibble once said that anytime it's a weird injury and it's after hours, they were probably drinking. I'm not saying they did. I'm just quoting Rob Dibble. Okay?
I'm on Team Dibble.
I'm not
Correct.
making the accusation.
All right.
When Wade Boggs hurt his back, pulling out his cowboy boots and
Brian Greasy falling down the steps.
right.
Yes.
All right. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, if you're going to a Pistons or a Red Wings game, things are going to be a little different this year. We'll explain when we come back. It's our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
The only thing tougher than the men and women at Powerbomb Wrestling is a Ford F-150 at Matthews Ford, Oregon.
Oh my gosh, when the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes, and you don't think anything can be tougher than the wrestlers here, you got an F-150 from Matthews Ford? Maybe. It's a draw.
We're here at Matthews Ford, Oregon with Norm Waymer and Powerbomb Wrestling. Norm, what do we got?
Oh, we can't wait until Saturday, August the 4th, a free event right here at Matthews Ford, Oregon. 1 o'clock is going to be bell time. Fans are going to be able to come out, meet the wrestlers, enjoy an event for free.
That's going to be an absolutely explosive day. We can't wait for you to come on down.
So come on down to Matthews Ford, Oregon. Come see Powerbomb Wrestling. Matthews Ford, Oregon, make a great tag team. Tell them how it is, Ben.
Oh, let me tell you, it's going to be fun, exciting, thrilling, all the above, right?
Saturday, August the 4th, you are not going to want to miss it here at Matthews Ford, Oregon.
Remember, this is a great event for the entire family and it's absolutely free.
Hey, Mortgage Marty here from Fairway Mortgage. New office is open at 5577 Monroe Street in the Promenade Shops. And those of you that watch know how competitive I am. So here's my challenge. The large national company you always see at every sporting event from up north who has that Rocket app that I hate. We have a competing app called the Fairway Now app. And the best part of the Fairway Now app is you get actually somebody local to help you after you use it. So log in, try it. It's on Facebook, on Twitter. You can find us, the Fairway Now app. Have a great night.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
And back we are, Front Row Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. I want to make a note for everybody is that next Saturday, August the 4th, our Powerbomb Wrestling will be free for you to see at Matthews Ford in Oregon, 2811 Navarre Avenue in Oregon. 1 o'clock is bell time. There's going to be 3 food trucks there. We're going to be raising money for St. Jude. I think you'll get to meet Big John, I think.
I assume I will be there. Me and the kids, I'm sure.
Marty might send a secretary.
It's never. There's no need to hate. It just doesn't happen to be my thing. Yeah, but you make it sound like
be there to support the cause.
I didn't know it was for St. Jude, so now it's.
You have kids.
What?
You didn't know that? You have kids.
Oh. No, I knew I had kids. I didn't know the event was for St. Jude until you just said it because I don't
have fun. Admission is free.
My kids are as cantankerous as I am. They get it honestly, but
bring mom, dad, the neighbors, the neighborhood. Bring them all.
Yes. It's a great cause.
1 o'clock.
And a lot of fun.
Matthews Ford, Oregon, 2811 Navarre Avenue.
I know where it is.
You don't have to sign autographs there if you don't want to. I know you did not grow up very far from there, so.
See, my thing of wrestling is a little different. It's hard for me to transition. It's like being a European and you say football. It's just hard for me. That's all. It doesn't mean I'm right.
Get out of your comfort zone. All right. Get the stick out of a certain part of your body.
Hey. Move along. On to E-Tix.
That was another discussion that we had off air.
No, it was.
What's going to be different? Pistons, Red Wings, no, not that they're guaranteed to make the playoffs next year. No, that's not going to be it. Yeah, but if you're going to go to see one of their games, you're going to have to do it in a different way. E-tickets. There will be no more hard tickets unless you physically go to the box office, I believe. They can still print you up a physical ticket.
Because that creates a whole lot of problems too. Thinking about that today, knowing that we were going to discuss it, there's a lot of people. Your brother still uses a flip phone. He can't put e-tickets on there. My dad has.
Although he doesn't go to Red Wing and Pistons games.
No, but you know this is going to expand to more places. My dad has a smartphone, but he wouldn't know how to download and use it. He's still the hard ticket guy, and whenever we go anywhere, it's always a paper ticket. There's a lot of problems with this, I think.
I was just sitting here thinking the fact that I'm about to be technology guy by itself is weird because I'm all for this. I hate having to find them. I hate leaving the house wondering if they're in somebody's wallet or purse or in the cabinet, and just knowing on the phone and honey, I thank you for this. Like my wife now gets my boarding passes loaded on my phone ahead of time, so I don't have to worry about that thing. And you just hover your phone over the thing at security, and then when you get there to check in, you hover your phone. And I have no idea how to do it. But here's the thing: I'm confident your father has someone like your kids or someone who can teach him how to do it, maybe even on his flip phone. And so sooner or later, the world's going to come to a place where that's okay. Or somebody in the group will have all 4 of them on there, and they'll beep, 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 and say those 3 people are with me, and it'll all be okay. Because I hated this for a long time, and now I love not having all these pieces of paper stuffed in my pocket and wondering where that one is, or what seat. I just kind of I put my old man glasses on and scroll through there and do whatever. So I don't. I'm anti-Walt Kowalski on this one. I'm in favor of Detroit coming into the modern age.
Some won't get that reference.
What if you haven't seen Gran Torino? You need to stop what you're doing and go see Gran Torino because Walt Kowalski is my idol.
It was a good movie.
It's a great movie.
It says here, though, according to the article, paper tickets for the Pistons and Red Wing fans no longer be sold, regardless if you're a smartphone user or not. Those without access to a smartphone who would like to attend games are asked to call the arena box office in advance of the game.
From your rotary phone.
Well, I imagine that you can
So you can still go with will call.
You can give them your credit card info and your name and stuff. You'll have to bring an ID to pick them up at will call. So you can physically do that.
Maybe it's like the restaurant. When you get there, they'll give you one of those little beepers and they get you in. Like little loaner beepers. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, your tickets are ready, sir. And you get to...
See, and I do see I do see the convenience because just a couple weeks ago, family and I loaded into the car, went down to the Mud Hens game, and we get out of the car, and my wife goes, "Did you grab the tickets?" "No." "Did you?" "No." Luckily, we knew somebody that works there, so we were able to get in. But
I'm just saying. I mean, it's a pain in the keister to remember.
Yeah,
By the way, you've got 4 tickets. 2 of your friends are going to go. Then 2 of your other friends are going to go, and you got to drive over to Billy's house to get Jeff the tickets, to get to Joe, to get to Bob. I mean,
no, you just leave them at will call.
You know what's coming though after this? Your thumbprint. Your thumbprint. They will soon ID you by your thumbprint.
I saw 1984 and it scares me. But other than that, I'm going to go to the retinal eye scan. Wasn't that Pamela Anderson was in that movie? That was cool.
Yeah.
I imagine that if you did that though by thumbprint, you could eliminate scalping.
Yeah.
Where you had to forward it to somebody else's thumbprint.
The thumbprint's not going to match.
Well, a lot of them,
ticket.
A lot of them for concerts, I think now, you have to bring the credit card that you paid with in order to get your tickets.
Yeah.
So you can't buy them and then sell them to somebody and then have them go. You have to have the credit card that you paid with along with the ticket in order to get in.
Like I said, I hate being technology guy. I may have a rash after this segment, but I think this is great.
So if anybody thinks that this is going to stop, it's not going to stop.
Oh.
It's going to go forward.
The teams don't have to buy the tickets. That saves them money.
It costs a lot of money to do that. I can tell you that just doing the wrestling stuff.
Mail, postage, all that kind of stuff. No, don't have to worry about it.
And the fraud, and the pain in the butt, and the scalping. I mean, if you think of all the problems this eliminates, and by the way, from the consumer side, you don't have to worry about whether they're there anymore.
And if you lose your tickets too, I'm sure they can. You can still get in.
Yeah, well, you can just re-access your email that said, "Here's your confirmation," and away you go.
All right, how much money do you need to buy a franchise? At least the top 50. We'll talk about that and more coming up next. For our Roundtable show here on NBC 24.
The only thing tougher than the men and women at Powerbomb Wrestling is a Ford F-150 at Matthews Ford, Oregon.
Oh my gosh, when the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes, and you don't think anything can be tougher than the wrestlers here, you got an F-150 from Matthews Ford? Maybe. It's a draw.
We're here at Matthews Ford, Oregon with Norm Waymer and Powerbomb Wrestling. Norm, what do we got?
Oh, we can't wait until Saturday, August the 4th, a free event right here at Matthews Ford, Oregon. 1 o'clock is going to be bell time. Fans are going to be able to come out, meet the wrestlers, enjoy an event for free.
That's going to be an absolutely explosive day. We can't wait for you to come on down.
So come on down to Matthews Ford, Oregon. Come see Powerbomb Wrestling. Matthews Ford, Oregon, make a great tag team. Tell them how it is, Ben.
Oh, let me tell you, it's going to be fun, exciting, thrilling, all the above, right?
Saturday, August the 4th, you are not going to want to miss it here at Matthews Ford, Oregon.
Remember, this is a great event for the entire family and it's absolutely free.
Hey, Mortgage Marty here from Fairway Mortgage. New office is open at 5577 Monroe Street in the Promenade Shops. And those of you that watch know how competitive I am, so here's my challenge. The large national company you always see at every sporting event from up north who has that Rocket app that I hate, we have a competing app called the Fairway Now app. And the best part of the Fairway Now app is you get actually somebody local to help you after you use it. So log in, try it. It's on Facebook, on Twitter. You can find us, the Fairway Now app. Have a great night.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good. It's that good no matter what your taste. It's that good. Come early, stay late. Burgers and beer. A shot of cheer. Great food and fun. It's that good here. Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
All right, welcome back from our Roundtable show. And the Forbes list, is this a Forbes list, by the way?
Yes.
Of the
Who's number one?
world's 50 most valuable sports teams. I know the other one's a Forbes list.
Who's number one, though?
Who's number one?
What team?
Well, it just goes to show you that you don't have to win championships or really even win playoff games to be number one.
Wait, who's won a Super Bowl more recently? That team or the team you cheer for? I'm just throwing out there.
I don't know. I can't remember that far back.
Okay.
For either one.
Well, I can remember.
When was the last time your team was to the Super Bowl?
95, right?
Right? The
90.
Raiders have been there since then.
Yeah, okay, and they lost.
Yes, but they got there.
So that
Because their center went AWOL before the game. And
No,
then
because their quarterback knew how to hold on a field goal. Okay. The Cowboys are number one.
But
as all is right in the world, based on
$4.8 billion.
for all of the soccer haters out there, the next three are all soccer teams. 2, 3, and 4 are all soccer teams.
none of whom I can name. Don't know the order. Who are they?
And none of them that I've ever watched. Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. All over $4 billion.
And I thought Spain was broke. Maybe I'm just confused.
Well, not the whole country.
Well, and a lot of those are owned by foreign.
Right, yeah.
The Glazers own, I think, Manchester United. They own the Buccaneers and own Man U. So they have a little bit of money.
The Yankees come in fifth at $4 billion. What's interesting about this, too, is the percentage increase in the past year. Cowboys increased 14%. Try to get that at the bank.
That's $500 million.
It's a lot.
That's a good number. So Uncle Jerry's doing fine, is what you're saying.
And again, this is just value.
And
this
I still don't like him.
This isn't saying you could actually buy that team for that, because I don't think the Cowboys would sell for 4.8.
No.
See how
When the Carolina Panthers just sold for 2.5.
See how good he is at his finances, just like that.
I'm a numbers guy. It's what I do. And no, I wouldn't sell if I was him.
Yankees increased 8%. You got the Patriots, the Knicks.
What are the Patriots worth? Because I bet Bob Kraft's not selling for that number.
$3.7 billion.
No, you're not touching it.
It'll take a hit though when Brady retires. I'll guarantee you. If you want to sell it, now's a good time.
Yeah.
Now that they don't have a backup plan in place.
The Knicks are seventh, believe it or not.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
The Lakers and the Giants tied for eighth. I think this is pre-LeBron James.
Well, and I mean, a lot of this, as you can see, is just the big market.
Well, Golden State's 10.
Big market, or you win, and your stock goes up.
But if I was buying, I wouldn't buy Golden State because that's a little more fluid than some of these other ones. I mean, Yankees, and I know you're a Cowboys hater, but Cowboys have been up there forever because it's just the name. And I'm sorry, even though they haven't won much, the brand is the brand.
There were 29 NFL teams in the 50 most valuable sports teams.
So the three that weren't would be the Bills, the
Lions.
No, the Lions.
Not the Browns.
The Browns are on the list?
The Browns are somewhere on the list.
What? I think they own their stadium, though.
They're number 50. They barely made it.
And
$1.95 billion.
And Marty and I were talking about this off air before we started.
Bills, Bengals, Lions.
Okay.
A lot of that comes down to if you own your stadium, what you're getting out of the stadium, because like the Cowboys, Jerry Jones owns Jerry World. So everything that happens there, he's getting a cut of. You know, whether
And
it's
the concession
concessions
revenue
and parking, and we've all seen those signs, $100 for parking if you want to park close. Well, that's all going to Jerry Jones' pocket.
Why are you cringing?
I can't imagine that.
Because someone pays it. You know how someone the other day we had this passionate discussion. I said, well, if you don't like it, quit paying it. Take the bus, right? Watch it on TV. Don't go. If you want the price to drop, you have to quit going. But every time you go and gripe, all you do is support the problem. Or if you think it's a problem, it's a simple. I have an econ degree. That's why I like numbers. It's a simple market equation. When people stop going and it doesn't generate the revenue, the price will fall.
Supply and demand.
It's a cruel master. Adam Smith's invisible hand.
Oh, let's not go there.
Poking the bear.
Let's not go there.
Oh, come on.
There's a reason it's invisible. It's because it's not there, but that's a whole nother story. Forbes list. World's highest paid celebs. Floyd Mayweather's number one. An athlete tops the list. A boxer tops the list.
Who's fought once.
$285 million. Yeah, but to fight once and have $285 million, pretty smart.
What's his nickname? I mean, it's not for
He
no
didn't even
reason.
fight a guy that was really, he wasn't even a boxer.
It wasn't even a challenge to
Look,
him.
we all hate him because we're mad that he doesn't have to get punched and makes that much money. That's why we're mad.
But are we taking? I will take the over on 10 years, and he's broke and still doing
the over or the under.
Well, I'm taking the under.
Okay,
in 10 years.
I'll take the over. I think he's smarter.
George Clooney, $239 million. Not even sure what movie he did last year.
Okay, continue on, because
Well, if you think that was bad, Kylie Jenner is third at $166.5 million.
Well, yeah, we're having they started the GoFundMe page to try to get her to a billionaire because she's only worth $900 million now.
They wanted her to be the youngest billionaire, so people are actually sending her money.
Yes.
continue on.
Fourth,
It's Saturday night, I need a cocktail is what basically you're spurring on my poor behavior.
yeah, but this is better. Fourth is Judge Judy,
Hey, nothing wrong
who
with
made $147 million last year.
So if they remade Rain Man today, it'd be Judge Judy instead of Judge Wapner. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Definitely Judge Judy. Definitely. All right. Okay. Who's five? Because this list is making my head. I had not seen this one prior to the show tonight. So
Five is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Okay. Well, at least,
124.
At least, even though I don't like him, I recognize that
And
he's doing a lot.
He's got a new movie out about every 2 months.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Not sure how he does that.
I saw the Tooth Fairy. I can't have that 2 hours of my life back.
U2 was sixth. Coldplay was seventh.
Not a big fan of either one of them.
Lionel Messi must be a soccer guy.
Yes. Please swear Nickelback's not on the list, because that's right there with Coldplay.
That's a little fun. So, guys, I appreciate it very much.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Big John, Marty. All right. The Powerbomb Wrestling coming your way at 2 a.m. And for those who, some may know, some may not, after we taped yesterday, last week, my dad passed away at the age of 87. I just wanted to thank everybody on social media for all the kind words and all that as well. He was not only 87 years old, he was a Korean War vet. He grinded out 32 years at Libby Owens Ford and also an award-winning artist. But he was toughest man I know, a rock, and my hero. We'll miss you, Dad. See you next week.